A very good afternoon, one and all. A busy day for Delhi actually, got stuck in traffic for almost 3 hours. I'm sure many of you also got delayed too because of that. And thank you for the organizers for inviting me as part of the delegation of Karnataka and agreeing to postponing my inaugural speech here. So, first of all, I would like to tell a bit about myself before going into the Government of Karnataka's initiative. So my name is Darshan. I'm an IS officer of 2016 batch. I'm presently working as Director, Department of Electronics, IT, BT, and SNT. And I'm also the Managing Director of KITS, that is Karnataka Innovation, Technology, and Society. First of all, I would like to welcome all of you to this wonderful Startup Mahakumbh event for the next 3 days. I'm sure we would have a very wonderful exchange of ideas, exchange of innovative techniques, and a participation of a lot of startups and startup representatives throughout India. So first of all, to be a part of this startup ecosystem through my department as a front bearer for the government of Karnataka. So I would like to mention that Karnataka as a state has always been a front runner with respect to the startup ecosystem. So our startup journey did not start just a decade or 2 decades or 3 decades ago. If you go back to prehistoric Karnataka, the then Mysore state or Mysore province that we had called. So there itself, like starting from whether it is Sir M. Vishweshwarayaji or our Mysore Vodayas, so we always had that entrepreneurial spirit within us. So then comes 1947, the independence of India, then again the formation of states based on reorganization of states based on linguistic and other administrative facts. So Karnataka as a state, when it was born, the first thing that we always started doing was the reforms. So one of the reforms that we always we gave more importance to is with respect to the industries and subsequently to the startup ecosystem. Coming the late 1990s, so that's where the IT boom, the IT as a word picked up in India, especially in Karnataka, being Bangalore being the center or the focal point of it. So now initially what exactly happened to the IT one, we were just outsourcing place where the BPOs were placed, the services were provided at a very nominal cost. So many of the MNCs and bigger companies from the developed nations were more than happy to send their service requirements to places like Bangalore and other one. So from the service provider to the BPO, then we started shifting slowly to the R&Ds. So the research and development is one aspect where the government of Karnataka actually picked up. Now, with respect to IT and coupled with the biotechnology, we started coming up with our own policies. So IT policies, then biotechnology policies, then coupled with AVGCs and other things. So one policy that we are extremely proud of is the startup policy, which Karnataka was the first state to even think about it and come up with, followed by government of Karnataka and other states. So Karnataka has always been a pioneer in this case, not because of the only the government's initiatives, because of the industry ecosystem and because of the collaborations with, of course, other state stakeholders in that. So I would say all our policies till now has happened only because of the active participation of our industry partners or industry stakeholders, academia, research and development stakeholders and other things. So these policies are made by them and for them. So that's how it has always worked in government of Karnataka's perspective. And us KITS, that is Karnataka Innovation and Technology Society, has always been just a facilitator for this development as a whole. So two things whenever we talk about ecosystem, that is the startup ecosystem. So it is the innovation and disruption. So innovation is where whatever is the present status that is happening here or that we are looking at, whether in terms of manufacturing or services or the R&D or any other related aspects. So that's where the innovative ideas from the young entrepreneurs, from the spirited entrepreneurs come up, so that these solutions can be picked up through the problem statement by the government and also by the society as a whole. And the next one would be the disruption. So without disruption, there is no change. The only thing that is constant in this world is change, and technology is the future. So being a disruptive environment friendly and also encouraging through the technological change has worked wonders not only for Karnataka but many of the states who has representatives here. So some of the aspects that we can really touch upon is one is with respect to the driving of economic growth. As you can see, when we talk about a startup, the initial idea that always comes to our mind is just a group of one or two people sitting in a shed or in a small space, a cubicle space, working on it, spend 5 to 10 years on it, then try to expand either by giving more and more employment to them or by generating revenue on their own and trying to expand it to other cities, other states, probably other nations also. So this small, every multinational company in the world today started from a small space, whether it is a garage, whether it is a cubicle space, or whether it is at home. So that is the importance of startup. The exponential growth that the particular startup can give us to the economy is something that is unimaginable. Next is the fostering innovation. How do we foster innovation with respect to that? Again, as I have mentioned, policies can only do so much. It is always the entrepreneurial spirit that we have within the present ecosystem, coupled with the hand-holding of the established industrial ecosystem. That is where the innovation aspect of the particular state or country actually boosts. Now, addressing the global challenges. How do we address the global challenge using startup? Can startup actually look into the global challenges or the problem statements that the global community can come up to? We have variety of problem statements, whether it is with respect to Millennium Developmental Goals, clean tech, sustainable development, energy related, transportation, all other things. So somewhere or the other, startups and MSMEs have always played a part. Even with our recent Chandrayaan-2, where a lot of buzz around it was happened, it was a successful mission. A lot of startups had worked on it. A lot of MSMEs have worked on it. So that is the power of the startup and small and medium enterprises that we are looking at today. So creativeness is the other aspect that we can come up with. So creativity can only come with the fresh flow of blood or the fresh flow of ideas. So, and that ideas comes only with respect to the involvement of the startup community in India. So coming back to the policy framework, so we have come up with a startup policy, particularly for the Bangalore and Karnataka ecosystem. So these startup policies have a variety of incentives that we look at, whether it is GST reimbursement, prototyping cost, market access program, and other things. So this is just a starting point for them. So what does the government has to do further? Right from the ideation of an ideation stage till the market access stage is where the government of Karnataka's or any state governments or government of India's work actually starts. So suppose we have our own new age innovation network where we identify students or students projects right from the colleges, whether it is engineering or any kind of technical or even non-technical colleges. So that when they submit a proposal through their colleges to that, we provide them close to 5 lakhs of support to maximize the impact of that, to work more and more on that, to come up with an actual prototype so that that can be scaled up. So that is the pre-incubation stage that we have. So once they are ready for the incubation, we have tied up with a lot of private incubators, and we have also collaborated with our own incubators that have both financials and technical collaboration with government of Karnataka. So these incubators facilitate a lot of mentors and mentees that is there. So a lot of mentorship programs happen. So they would mold that particular idea free of cost, of course. They would mold that particular idea, and that's where any workable model, especially the prototyping one, can actually look into it. Now, coupled with this, government of Karnataka has realized that investment is something that early stage startups also require. So we have grouped investment into two things. One is just a grant stage where they can actually come up with a prototype, workable model, and look into the scaling up one. Then comes the revenue stages where they would lead a lot of investors with the active participation of the private investment. Our own Elevate program, where we have facilitated close to 938 startups from 2017 and many of them are the success stories that we can do it. Bellatrix is one which has worked in Chandrayaan-2. Bounce is the other one that we are looking at. Many startups from clean tech, solid waste management, liquid waste management. So all these are just a feather in a cap that we can look into. So once the Elevate program is there, then that is coupled by again an acceleration program. So we have recently we have also started Karnataka Acceleration Network in participation with KDEM, that is Karnataka Digital Economy Mission, which proposes to have digital economy as one of the basic framework for Government of Karnataka's policies. After the prototyping of it comes the access to the investment. We do a lot of investors connect within the Government of Karnataka's participation, and also events such as this where a lot of investors connect can actually happen between startups and also the potential investors. So apart from that, we also have collaboration with a lot of academics. Indian Institute of Science, one of the most pioneer institutes in India, is one of them, where we have close to 5 centers of excellence that is working on R&Ds, prototyping, testings, and testing the solutions and the products. So that's where the academic, government, and the industry collaboration actually comes in handy for us. We also have a lot of tie-up with our many engineering colleges. Karnataka boasts of a lot of engineering colleges, more than 1,400 ITIs and non-technical institutions that we have. So these collaborations actually resulted in 14 centers of excellence and 4 technological business incubators. So that is where the early startups or the early stage startups can actually pick up their ideas and services and explore the world of innovation through that process. So as of now, we have close to 15,000 startups registered in Karnataka. So Karnataka being not so, I would say, with such a small startup ecosystem, initially had spiraled into one of the major bulwark of the startups ecosystem of India. We have also been ranked best performer state in DPIIT's state startup ranking 2022 and 21, and top performer state in 2019 and 2018. So having said this, it's a wonderful opportunity for all of you to even have a look at Karnataka as a state, both as an investment opportunity and also to try it as a testing ground for your new ideas. So with this stage, I would request all of you to have a look at Karnataka's ecosystem once. Feel free to approach our department. We can definitely help you. If you are a startup, we can actually give you a mentorship and the investment program. If you are already an established startup, we can actually give you a market access, both the government one and also the private one. And if you are an investor looking at investing in some of the best startups, Karnataka is the place where you can look into, because out of the 112 odd unicorns today in India, close to 43 of them are Karnataka based. So that is something that we always boast of, and thank you very much for giving me this wonderful opportunity to be in front of you and present this initiatives of Government of Karnataka, and thank you very much for the organizers for organizing this lovely event. Thank you very much. Have a good day.